Okay, so let me zoom a little bit here to show you what we are talking about here. Okay, so we have here three shapes that I show you, and this is what we are putting into the machine. Okay, we just knit it now. As you can see here, I started with one stitch, okay, with the one stitch, and I increase on each side, one in each side, and let me remove this one here. I kept increasing one by one, okay, in each row until I would have the desired number of stitches. Mind you that I work with 43 here, and I just kept increasing until I had the shape I wanted. In this case, you know, it's a triangle. So let's take in consideration here that if you're going to incorporate this in a garment, it's best if you do it always anyway, but especially in this case, do a swatch first, and then measure the swatch, and then calculate how many pieces you want for your garment. In the case that you want to do a skirt, you could continue. You could start it here one by one, and you could continue knitting flat. Okay, knitting flat when you would get to a certain number of stitches to give you the width, you would just continue to keep going knitting up. Okay, and then on the sides you could add more panels so you can incorporate it in your work and create a very funky piece. When you're knitting on a shape like this and you wanted to make a quilt, you're going to have to again measure your swatch and see how many triangles you need for the size of Afghan you want it. Okay, so sometimes different yarns can give you different gauges on this machine. The difference is actually not very big, but if you find a yarn that is a little stretchy, you can always give it a tug, and then that yarn is going to shrink a bit and is going to give you the appearance of a smaller stockinette stitch. Okay, there is endless ways that you can create a piece, especially when you're making an Afghan. For example, here, if you would put it another triangle beside it on the opposite way, okay, on the opposite way, you would create a beautiful piece. A different, very different, because a lot of people say, oh, it's very boring, it's always stockinette. No, I have many ways that you can do with this machine, and you can create your own masterpiece. For example, you can incorporate beads, you can use different stitches. There is many ways you can change the appearance of your stitch. Okay, so I hope you like it, this video. Please try it. Try it in a small piece of fabric of yarn, or yarn that you wanted to make something with, and try different yarns and different shapes with it. You could even put it a square beside it, or a rectangle, or even you can knit in a tube and put tubes in between. Okay, so the sky is really the limit here when you use these machines. Again, thank you so much. Thank you for standing by me. And you know, until the next video. Okay, be good to each other. Bye bye.